It's nice that the Kents rent out their barn for local events.
The head of the demon cannot be stopped by mere mortals.
Alright. Yo, what's happening, Junior Pets? My name is Redhead, and today we got the League of Assassins, Ra's al Ghul. These are the ones that I actually know of. So we got Ra's al Ghul. He's old, of course. So let's attack some civilians. The League of Assassins compels you. Come on. Come on, bring it, coppers. Cheshire, go, attack. Yeah. Halt! In the name! Come on. There we go, we got the League of Assassins attacking. Bring in Lady Shiva. Bring in Lady Shiva, aka Cassandra Cain's mother.
Criminal treasure.
Come on! You think you can stop Lady Shiva? Think again! Defend the head of the demon! And time to bring in Deathstroke. Give me your card. The League, also, little fun fact, the League of Shadows, aka League of Assassins, are actually a terrorist organization. So, yeah. We got Ra's al Ghul, Cheshire, Lady Shiva, Deathstroke. Come on! And finally, the League of Assassins' newest member, Rose Wilson,
Okay,
aka Ravager.
You better tell me what to do.
Wherever her father Deathstroke goes, she tags along. So yeah, she's actually a new member. Actually, it even says in the game in her profile of the game. And if you don't believe me, I shall show you. Right here, League of Shadows, aka the League of Assassins. How dare you defeat Ra's al Ghul? How dare you? Notice how most of League of Assassins are just mainly women. So yeah. And Ra's al Ghul is the leader. Come on, coppers! You think you can stop us, the League of Shadows? Come on! Eh. Come on. Hey-ya! We are on a roll. Come on! Let's go! Come on! Bring in Rachel Gould! Come on! Yeah! Come on. Oh, I broke my streak. What? Come on. Alright. The coppers can't do anything about the League of Assassins. Come on, Lady Shiva. To Gotham. We will go.
I get the art they're showing there in the museum.
Alright. We've done our part in Smallville. Now, we must go to Metropolis. First things first, we need to wait. Oh, give me your vehicle. To Metropolis! So, the origin of how the League of Assassins, aka League of Shadows, were created is not known, because it's unknown really, because no one knows how it was created. But Ra's al Ghul is 600 or to 1,000 years old. He's been around since ancient Egypt. Is when his story is how his story goes. His wife was murdered because of what he did, and he was put in a cage with his dead wife. And we don't know when Ra's al Ghul when he created League of Assassins, but all we know is that he created it, and he has a crap ton of people in it, mainly women. Not a whole lot of dudes, but it's mainly made up of women. I'm not even joking. You can see this in Arkham City, comics, all that kind of stuff. So he had 3 kids. One was Deucin al Ghul, aka Mad Dog, and then he had Talia al Ghul, who is still alive. So is Deucin al Ghul. He's the current Mad Dog right now. And his third daughter, his third child, which is his second daughter, Nissa, and she actually died, by the way. The League killed her because she did something wrong or something like that. So yeah, Ra's al Ghul is not really considered to be Father of the Year. So yeah. And on to Lady Shiva. She actually, I know a little bit about her. She trained Tim Drake, the third Robin, aka Red Robin, which is his current hero, which he is now. He retrained Batman when, Talia retrained Batman. What am I doing? Lady Shiva retrained Batman. This is who I'm showing now. Lady Shiva. She retrained Batman after Bane broke his back on Nightfall. If you didn't know that. She married a hunter assassin named David Kane, and they had a daughter named Cassandra Kane, aka Orphan, formerly known as Black Bat. And she's actually a anti-hero. She's good and bad. Raish is just pure evil. But Lady Shiva's, Lady Shiva's, both good and bad. So, and remember when I said that Raish al Ghul has League of Assassins made up of women assassins? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so Lady Shiva also has her own little group of her own personal guard, because she does a lot of hard work or something. Before I continue on Lady Shiva, but yeah, that's it for Lady Shiva. I forgot to mention that Raish al Ghul's father is the sensei, and he died, actually. So, yeah, but Raish al Ghul, he keeps coming back using the Lazarus pits. He's basically undead. Yeah, that's Lady I've covered Raish al Ghul and Lady Shiva, and on to Cheshire. Now, I don't really know much about Cheshire, but I do know this. She is a member of the League of Assassins. A little fun fact about her, she actually married Roy Harper, aka Arsenal.
Yes, I've been waiting for some action.
And together they had a child. They had a daughter. However, their daughter was killed by Lester Brzezinski, aka the Electrocutioner, because I really don't know. Lester Brzezinski was a street thug, or so yeah. So anyway, so after Arsenal killed Lester Brzezinski in his jail cell and just murdered him straight off, Arsenal and Cheshire broke off their marriage, got divorced, and they went their separate way. And that's all I know about Cheshire, alright? That's all I know. So let me switch back to Rachel. Okay. Hey, how dare you kill my wife? How dare you kill my wife? Anyways, so now let me switch back to Raish al Ghul. So, yeah, so we got Arsenal and Cheshire. Show them a little bit of combat real quick. You can actually unlock her in the first level of the first level you play, but it has to be free play or else you can't get it. You have to be Flash or Reverse Flash or Kid Flash or Wally West to get her, to get Cheshire. She only costs about 10,000, which is cheap for me. I don't know about you, but yeah. So, yeah, so that's a little bit of fun facts about Cheshire, a little bit of info about her and Arsenal. And then anyway, so now, let's get to Deathstroke and Ravager, Rose Wilson. Now, in the game it says that Ravager is a member of the League of Assassins because she follows her dad around. She's basically her psychic.
Most people couldn't pull that look off, but you're rocking it.
But yeah. Anyway, so now for Deathstroke, one of my personal favorites. He is an anti-hero, yes, but I actually know a little bit more about Deathstroke and a little bit about Ravager than Raish and all that.
Well, what do we have here? Some amateurs that want to test me?
Anyway, so here's so Slade Joseph Wilson, aka Deathstroke the Terminator, was originally called Slade the Terminator. His origin starts off when he signed up for the military at the age of, I think it was 16. He lied about his age and told them that he was 18 when he was really 16 or something. If I might be getting this wrong, but hear me out. Anyway, so he joins the army. The Korean War breaks out. Korean War or Vietnam War breaks out. He does fight in it, actually. He fights in, you know, people say Korean War, Vietnam War. I'm going to say he fought in both because, yeah, so he is a war veteran, just to let you know. After that, he even saw his best friend get murdered right in front of him during a battle. And he even fell in love with a high-ranking officer, which would later on become his wife. Him and his wife, I forget what his wife's name, but they get married after the war. They have 2 children together. They have the original Ravager, not Rose Wilson, but the original Ravager, that's Deathstroke's first son, and Jericho. I remember who, and now that I know who the original Ravager is, it just came back to me. He had Grant Wilson and Jericho. So he had 2 sons. Well, apparently Slade got a call. Meanwhile, Slade gets a call from the Hive. So let me bring in like Gizmo or Mammoth. Wait, no, let's kill a Croc. Bring in someone like Mammoth. Okay, so he gets a call from the Hive, right? And they blackmail him. Then they because they actually captured his two sons, Grant and Jericho. So the Hive tells him this: if you do not fight the Teen Titans, we will kill your kids. Slade literally did not believe them. He thought this was a joke. So, the Hive kills Grant Wilson, aka the original Ravager. He kills Grant. They kill Grant, and then that's when he said, okay. That's when he started to believe them. He says, "You're gonna give in now?" And he's like, and he didn't say anything. So they decide to go against. They decide to. They grab Jericho. They slit his throat. He survived, but it came with a price. Jericho became mute, basically, meaning he couldn't speak ever again. And after that, Deathstroke just said, "Fine, I'll do your freaking bidding." His soon-to-be ex-wife finds out about this, and his soon-to-be ex-wife finds out about this, and she literally pulls out a gun. She was going to kill Slade, however, she misses and it hits his eye, which is why he has an eye patch on him all the time. Why he's like this. So he fights the Teen Titans, which at the time so Slade fights Teen Titans for the Hive, which the Teen Titans at the time were. Let me see. So which were Raven. And Nightwing.
All right. What's the emergency?
And then I think Donna Troy. Yeah, he fights Donna Troy. Like, holy crap. Donna Troy.
I won't let anything decide my fate for me.
And Beast Boy. Cyborg.
Here we go. Time to try out some of my latest upgrades.
And Starfire. So he fights them, and he was literally the original villain for them, actually, their first challenge. And like it even shows in the Teen Titans series, it took them 3 years to defeat Slade, and they end up defeating him. He does have some run-ins with Batman, and Slade actually does beat him pretty easily. However, because I forgot to mention, Slade has a natural and has an enhanced healing factor that he got during the Korean and Vietnam War, so that's why he's able to regenerate faster than most people. And anyways, back to this. So Slade defeats Batman. However, Batman fights him again, and he defeats Slade. Like, yeah, he's just problem solved. He fought Nightwing. He was like a rival or mentor of Nightwing, and he was a big problem for Nightwing back in Bloodhaven. Now, this is when Rose comes in. Slade finds out that Rose is his daughter, and she ends up being trained by Nightwing, and well, that's what she says. Rose even dated Jason Todd in the New 52. Like, holy crap. She tried to, seduce, Tim Drake, but failed. So, she tried but failed. And yeah. She's basically, like Ra's al Ghul, Deathstroke isn't really Father of the Year either, because, for one thing, Rose shoves a kryptonite in her eye to prove her loyalty to Slade. She's a bit of a nut. She's a little bit psycho. She's a little bit psycho, but she is sane though. Both Slade and Rose fought Deathstroke's dad, Odysseus. And they defeated him, actually, and they killed him. And then eventually, they end up joining the League of Assassins, both Rose and Deathstroke. So yeah, that's current right now. They did become allies of the current Teen Titans, because Slade started to realize that, you know what, I've been fighting, the Teen Titans since the very start of their creation, and at this point, they're just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. So I was like, you know what, screw it, if you can't beat them, join them. So he creates his own little team, which consisted of Deathstroke, who was leader, right? Rose Wilson, his sidekick, his son Jericho, who's still alive, Power Girl, Terra, and the current Kid Flash. However, in this group of Teen Titans was called the Defiance. However, the Defiance would disband because Power Girl committed suicide. Yeah. And Deathstroke was even more, stressed after that. So yeah, so that's basically Deathstroke and Rose Wilson's background, as well as the entire current members of the League of Assassins, aka the League of Shadows. So, from what I can remember at the time being. So you know a little bit about the League of Assassins. So I can tell you a little bit of who the former members of the League of Assassins are. We won't be counting Tim because, well, Tim is he was really just trained. But yeah, so oh wow. Okay, so
Red Hood has returned for revenge.
So Red Hood and Rose did date, and Jason Todd is actually an ally of Deathstroke and Rose and Jericho, because he's a vigilante, and Red Hood and Deathstroke did fight actually, in the comics. They did fight, however, because but you see, he comes around and helps them out. But Batman's like, this isn't your fight. He's like, whatever. But yeah, Rose and Red Hood, Rose Wilson and Red Hood and Jason Todd did date in New 52. DC Rebirth, nope. But yeah, I'm DC Rebirth type of guy. I did like what New 52. There's some stuff that I was alright with the New 52, but everything else with the New 52 I just didn't really care about. So, but I'm DC Rebirth kind of guy, like from the original storyline, which I'm okay with. So ex-couples. Who else? So Deathstroke also. Deathstroke actually, one of his other allies, by the way. You're gonna be surprised about this. A little fun fact about Deathstroke: he also, in the New 52, he was forced into the Suicide Squad. However, he left. Mandewall didn't even feel like blowing up his head, which is thank God. But one thing that's interesting though is that Deathstroke was a member of the Defiance. He's currently a member of the League of Shadows as of right now. He was a member of. Like, I know a lot more about Deathstroke and a little bit, and I have a lot, you know, I could talk for hours and hours about this, but, you know, I'm starting to, like, you know, a little bit. Okay, so one of his other allies, if I remember, was Harley Quinn. Now, my friend Victor Von Spector told me that these two are cousins. I'm like, how are they cousins? Deathstroke is like older, is like the age of, is like, could probably be, you know, Harley Quinn's grandpa, for God's sakes. But they're like distant cousins, and I'm just like, okay. So, a little fun fact. I think he told me about that, I think. Deathstroke is alive during Batman Beyond because of his enhanced healing factor he was given during the wars. And Harley Quinn, we all know that she's still alive. She just has 2 grandkids, and she's like a grandma by that time. So yeah, so Deathstroke also had like a fight with Deadshot. Of course, Deathstroke would win. Deadshot, he's like, But yeah, that's basically from what I can get from the League of Assassins. Now we can go ahead and go from there. So let's go. Okay, back to the League of Shadows. I gave you a background on basically the characters of the League of Assassins currently, and we get to the former members. So I know one former member. Actually, there's one former member. One of them is Bane. I know Bane is in the game, but I do not have him at the time being. Basically, Bane, Bane was a former member of the League of Shadows, and Ra's al Ghul even tried to get Bane to marry Talia, but Bane's like, nah, man, I'm good. You know, and then there's one other person that one former member of the League of Assassins that I wouldn't call him a former. I wouldn't even call him a member. I think this guy was like this person was forced into this. Like Cassandra Cain, Lady Shiva's daughter. I'll show you when we get to Gotham, because we already terrorized all the other stuff. So now, well, after I basically like start causing mayhem in the game. Okay, so So we're now in Gotham City. So I could like unlock people. I just don't feel like it. Right, come on.
You do not appear to have been trained properly.
There we go. There you go. Okay, so now. So we're just gonna cause some mayhem a little bit, so I can relax, and so I can think of a little bit more. I'll show you who the person I'm talking about soon. There we go.
This style section of the Daily.
There you go. There you go. They don't know where we're at yet. Good. Okay, there's a SWAT member. Give him a beat down. Okay. I don't really. Alright, let's go. Alright. Okay. We're in the clear. So the person I'm talking about is the person who was forced into League of Assassins.
The martial arts training of the Bronze Tiger.
Was Bronze Tiger. And he was brainwashed to do the League of Assassins bidding. And I think he might have broken free with the help of Batman or something. It says in his profile in the game that he's a part of the League of Assassins. I mean, not the League of Assassins, the Suicide Squad, aka Task Force X. So that's actually interesting. And he's an ally of Batman now, which is cool. And he's an ally of Deathstroke, which is pretty cool. So that's basically it for the League of Assassins and the members and their backstory. And you got a bit of fighting. Tune in next time as I talk about the members of of Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad. So we'll do Amanda Waller isn't in this. So next up will be
The man who never misses isn't about to start today.
will be
I am Katana.
Katana,
Beware my soul taker sword.
who is the current field leader of Suicide Squad as of right now. But if you guys want more League of Assassins, stuff like this from Lego Batman 2, leave a like, subscribe, notification bell, comment, all that sorts of stuff. Until next time, Junior Beck, remember, may the Force be with you. Always.
Me? Let's get it.